These Tibetan documents in Hungary are nearly 200 years old. I visited Gergely Orosz at the Hungarian Academy of Science's Oriental Library to see some of Sándor Kőrösi Csoma's personal documents. Kőrösi Csoma is a Hungarian who's considered one of the fathers of modern Tibetology. He's this fascinating character who I've been both studying the life of and has been kind of chasing me across Hungary and beyond. Kőrösi Csoma went to Tibet to find the ancestors of the Hungarians, but wound up becoming one of the first Europeans to learn the Tibetan language and convey a lot of information about Tibetan Buddhism to the West. Kőrösi Csoma lived in the Himalayas and was known by the monks teaching him as the foreign pupil. These documents were specifically presented to him by his teachers, and I learned that they discuss what were known as the lesser sciences. Having been interested in Kőrösi Csoma for a long time, it's disputed whether he converted to Buddhism, and I think his legacy can tell the story of Hungary's role in history and geopolitics in the 200 years since his passing in India. I got to learn a lot from Dr. Orosz about the way that these Tibetan documents function as texts, how they're organized, the role of the canon and lesser sciences in the Tibet that Kőrösi Csoma was exploring. I also got to see a letter that Kőrösi Csoma himself wrote to another founder of Himalayan studies, the British naturalist and diplomat Brian Hodgson. Hodgson wasn't just a scientist. His life and relationship to the British Empire, Nepalese politics, even the death of Nepalese statesman Bhimsen Thapa is a lot to get into, but I think ultimately a great glimpse into the relationship that scientists and politics have. Kőrösi Csoma, or Skanderbeg as he was sometimes pseudonymously known, on his search for the ancient Hungarian homeland in the Himalayas, also worked for the British Empire. I had the great fortune of getting to see the most famous book that Kőrösi Csoma is known for, a printing of the first ever Tibetan to English dictionary. You'll notice, of course, it's in English because its audiences were agents of the British Empire. There's obviously a lot to say about this Hungarian from Transylvania who got funding from Britain to look through Tibetan libraries to find the ancestors of the Hungarians. And for all the intrigue and disputes today over whether Kőrösi Csoma's interest in Buddhism was scholarly or on a personal religious level, what I have learned is that at the end of the day, there is one thing that you cannot dispute about him. Sándor Kőrösi Csoma was a proud Sikulo-Hungarian of Transylvania, or a Székely. He died on the same mission that he went to Tibet for, preparing to search the library of Lhasa for information about the yellow Uyghurs, who he believed to be the forefathers of the Hungarians. So a lot to think about. Thanks again to Gergely Orosz for showing me the Alexander books and other documents. There's so much you can learn from seeing something in person that you can over a PDF.